I was just wondering, do you think there needs to be a shift in terms of educating younger people throughout high school to question basically everything that they get presented? Because I, for one, don't think that anything that we've created as a humanity can just be left untouched and not questioned. I think we need to quite question everything. But I was just wondering, like, what's your opinion in terms of moving towards the future?
And I would just add to that: to what degree do we question as well? Like, I mean, are we always questioning everything? But thanks for the question, Matt. Yeah, I'd like to hear your take. Sure, come back here.
Well, I think question everything, but don't be afraid to hold on what's true, or hold on to what's true. But there's another thing to that. So there's questioning and there's questioning, and I think we were talking about this earlier as well. There's questioning, which is the wonderful, like, why, oh wow, why, you know, it just keeps on going. It's sort of this contemplative thing that Aristotle talks about. It becomes this circular kind of movement that you're caught up in, and it's quite wonderful, quite literally. And then there's that doesn't really work. Now, why is that? And I think that both are really important, but they're doing something different. So it's not just questioning, but it's the way that you're questioning it and the mode of questioning that you're using. And that might be something that in critical thinking we don't operate with necessarily so much, and maybe we could do better. I don't know. Yeah.
If I can just chuck something in really quickly in terms of common forms of discourse these days, and I think particularly amongst young people and coming out of mainly I guess universities in the US, but it seems to be seeping out here, is there's a very strong politicisation of certain types of speech where certain types of ideas are off limits. There are certain kinds of ways of saying there are harmful views, or there are views that are not valid because of the stance of the speaker. And there are some interesting arguments to kind of say there might be circumstances in which there's some validity to those views. However, if they are applied just kind of willy-nilly, it can shut down a lot of ability to question and interrogate things. So when it comes to, say, I think you mentioned the casting of someone in a film, is this person appropriate to play a particular role because of the person that they are? That's a conversation you can have, right? That's a discussion you can have. What I sometimes see is when those positions are put forward, this person's not appropriate for that role, it's not putting out there for a conversation. It's not putting out, there's not reasons being put out there. There's not an invitation to carry people along to the conclusion that this is not the appropriate person. It's stated as a categorical fact, and then when there are questions around it, it can be shut down on the basis of, I'm not going to take, for example, the emotional labour to try to explain to you something that, I'm being a little trite, but I mean, I have heard that and I've had that kind of flung at me at various times as well. These kinds of discourses are not only problematic because they can lead to, I think, bad conclusions, but they lock down our ability to even interrogate those conclusions properly. I think that's a very unhealthy pattern that's being exhibited, and that I think is coming into Australian discourse as well from the States.